Hello, everybody. Welcome to our stream today, Thursday. What is it, July 2nd? Um, like, in, if anybody's wondering what you heard before you came in, or while you were waiting for me to come on, that was David Popper's Requiem for three cellos and piano, and I know we've played it a couple times already, but it's gorgeous music. So yeah, I hope you don't mind that I used it a couple times. So welcome, happy belated Canada Day, and happy premature 4th of July. Um, yeah, I was thinking of playing "O Canada" and the Star Spangled Banner on viola, but I figured you probably don't want to hear that. So I skipped that. Instead, we have a selection of what do we have? By the way, let me know if the mics are. I know in the past some people have said that they can't hear me very well. Let's see, I can turn these up. So let me know if you can hear me fine or if I should crank them a little bit because I can do all those things. And I know that was an issue. I think last week, we had Ron Martin on, and his mic was pretty hot, and mine wasn't. So people had to. I heard going back and forth, tune it like with the volume, which is hard when there's back and forth dialogue. Thank you, Aunt Suzanne. So I'll leave it there for now, unless I hear otherwise. Yeah, so today's stream, I'm trying to make it quick. My kids are out at Grandma and Grandpa's down the street, swimming in the outdoor in the pool. So maybe I can get to join them. So we'll have you out of here in 30 minutes or less. But yeah, just wanted to dig into some older stuff that perhaps some of you may never have heard. The first two are actually back in the day. I tried doing concert previews, like try to see if I could get more people interested in our concerts. So this one is, I believe, from 2013, 2014. Little, probably about a minute or less, is the end. We were doing the Dvorak bagatelles. The Dvorak bagatelles are for a harmonium or pump organ and two violins and cello. They're beautiful pieces, and we did them back when we were at Buffalo Seminary, and I recorded a little snippet with or an old DSLR that I had, and I put this together. I'm not sure, probably less than 50 people have seen this because it was on YouTube and people just don't look at this stuff. But who knows, maybe we'll go viral and it'll be the next hot thing. But yeah, this harmonium that you'll hear here, we own it. It's actually still at Buffalo Seminary. They probably want me to get it out of there. So I will get it out someday. And yeah, we got it for free on Craigslist. It was free. You just had to take it out of this gentleman's basement, which I think 5 of us did it. It was quite difficult because these things are solid oak cabinets. So well, let me just play it and you enjoy. So there you go. Just a little something. It's a great piece, and probably we should program it again soon because that's from the good old days, as you saw there at Buff Sem. Um, Partly the thing was so heavy we didn't want to lift it up the stairs up to the stage because it's just really heavy. But For those of you that don't know, harmonium, it has pedals as you saw, and the dynamics are controlled with your knee. There's a lever that you move with your knee, and yeah, and it was usually, these were parlor instruments that people had. And one problem we have today playing, not only finding but playing with harmoniums, is that their pitch is all over the place. The one that we have that you just heard, I think it's tuned a little flat. It's not quite a half step low, but it's low enough. For those musicians listening, a 440, this is probably 432. So string players we can tune down, but anytime we've tried doing things with winds with it, it's rough. It's a little rough. I know Ron he just found, acquired a new harmonium. It's in his house that's tuned to 440. So I'm looking forward to, once we can start playing concerts live again, to use it, because there's a lot of repertoire, especially early 20th century music that was written for the harmonium or with harmonium. So the next one, I think, yeah, let me see. Oh yes, this one we're going back to 2011. This is like almost 10 years ago, a long time ago. Still at Buffalo Seminary, and this was a concert preview of a program that we were doing of Latin American composers. I can't remember I think there's some Piazzolla. It opens with a work by Piazzolla. Then I think it goes to a piece by Revueltas, Silvestre Revueltas. That hello Denise, thanks for joining in. And by the way, in the Revueltas, I'm conducting. The piece is called Ocho por Radio, which is 8 by radio. It's 8 players, I guess. Yeah, a little snippet, and then I believe it goes to Fong and Alison D'Amato, Fong Cho and Alison D'Amato playing a sonata. No, it's not a sonata. It's by not Revueltas, Ginastera, composer, Latin American composer. I don't remember the name of the piece, but it doesn't matter. This is about 2 minutes long, little preview that we did. Again, it's kind of neat. I wonder if anybody listening was at the concert back in 2011. So. So yeah, again, that was a little something. I just Googled it, and that was the last piece. Is a snippet from Alberto Ginastera's Pampiana number 2 for cello and piano. It's a fabulous piece, so check it out. And it's, I was thinking as I'm watching these little snippets, it's really a shame that most of them, we may have audio, archival audio of the whole concerts, but back then videotaping these wasn't even in our minds. So it's kind of a shame that, to think that all these, because over the years, even if it's 4 or 5 concerts a year, they add up, and it's a lot of performances. That, I mean, at least now we try to record everything, just because you never know when you're gonna need it. And so it's a bit sad looking at these now and saying, because all these I just recorded rehearsals, just for these to have to be able to do a little promo. And I guess I still have these files on my hard drive. I probably replaced the computers over time, and I just moved the files from computer to computer. But yeah, it's a shame that I don't have the full video of all these. Yeah, so here, let me play you now. This actually, even this, I guess it's the archives, it's more recent. This is something I did back in March. I think I might have, those of you that follow me on Facebook may have seen it. It's just me playing a movement of Manuel de Falla's Siete Canciones Populares, 7 popular Spanish songs. This is the Nana, which is like a berceuse or a little lullaby. It's originally for voice and piano, and I arranged it for 3 violas, and I'm playing all 3 parts. So if anything's not together, it's 100% my fault. So this is again Manuel de Falla's Nana from Siete Canciones Populares. Thanks, Emily. I appreciate it. It's the all 7 songs are gorgeous, and yes, Paul, indeed, the Nana, and Nana is like a lullaby. It's a lullaby, and I can you can really hear a parent, probably in this case it was probably a mother, but a parent singing to their kid, and there's just, it's beautiful, but it's so painful. It just has this feeling to it. So I've always loved doing them, even though they're for voice and piano. I can't sing, so I've done them with viola and piano, and I've done them with viola and guitar. And I'm sure violinists and cellos do it, play it as well. But it's probably it's the best is on viola, I'm sure. Yeah, so that's a nice piece that I did back in March when this all started. I think my hair was a little bit like it is now. I think it's time for another Facebook Live haircut for me. I won't do it tonight, but thank you, Sue. Thank you, Amy. Um, Thanks, Denise. Denise, have you ever sang these? I wonder, are there for low? I don't know. I don't know what the original voice is. If it's high voice or low voice, or they work for either. Um, there's I think there's a Victoria de Los Angeles soprano recording of it that's gorgeous. So yeah, Denise, if you chime in, let me know if you've done them because they're just beautiful. Um, I have you have not. Well, you should. They're great, and yeah, I'm. Most of these have been arranged for high voice, low voice, and they would fit really nicely, I think, on low voice. And yeah, and actually, the times I've done it, even though people have made additions for the string versions, I actually prefer working from the vocal part, and I just make my own arrangement of the solo line. Um, I just I think it's more or closer to the original, I guess. But at any rate, we're gonna go now to I don't even know what year was this. A couple years ago, a few years ago, we did an opera, a Baroque opera at the Albright Knox Art Gallery in the in the old building. They call it. I think it's called the sculpture. Yeah, the sculpture court. The sculpture court. That's what it's called. And the reason it's called the sculpture court is originally in the old building in there with all the pillars, they had sculptures. Uh, yeah, at least that's my belief. I'm probably wrong, but it doesn't matter. We did a Baroque opera. We did Pergolesi's La Serva Padrona, which is a great comic opera. He originally wrote it as to be the intermezzi of a bigger opera seria that he had written, a serious opera, and this was the opera buffa, or the funny opera, or the clownish opera that was supposed to entertain people during the intermission, because I guess intermissions were really awesome back then. Not only did you get to hear a great concert, you had multiple intermissions to hear music. So we did this over there, and I don't know if anybody in the chat was there. I think it was like only 100 seats or so. But with the pillars there, it looks really cool. And this is a scene. It's a duet. The main two characters, the the servant, la serva padrona, that means the bossy servant, or padrona is like the padron of the house. So she's basically telling the single bachelor of the house that that he's got to marry her, and it's just funny. There's you'll see the orchestra. We're off to the side. We participate in a little bit of it, and more importantly, you will see is the second operatic appearance of our green couch back here. The first one being at Buffalo Seminary with John Blow's Venus and Adonis. Saw the premiere, the vocal, well, not vocal, but the acting premiere of our couch. And then it came to our house, and Paul Curtin, Paul gave us the couch. So thank you, Paul and Leslie, for giving us the couch then. And it came to our house. And then when we did this Baroque opera, we needed a couch that looked classy. So we brought it over to the Albright Knox. And so, yeah, it's a well-seasoned operatic couch. And so you'll see it there. And yeah, the audio for this one is not great, unfortunately. The only audio, because I couldn't set up mics up front. This is the mic for the audio from the camera all the way in the back. So it's a little boomy, but I think you still get a nice sense of what it is. And just so you all know, something to look forward to, we do have funding to do another Baroque opera. We're looking at Handel's Acis and Galatea, which is more an oratorio, kind of pastoral. The original production back in the Baroque era was not acted. It was actually done from a balcony overlooking gardens. That's not how we're going to do it, but at this point we can't do it. But I did speak with the source of funding, the foundation, and they said we could delay the project. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see what we do. I mean, maybe we can do something outdoors and socially distant. We'll see. But if not, well, we'll do it eventually because I love Baroque opera. It's great. It's really chamber music. You don't really even need a conductor. This one is unconducted, and you can do it with 1-2 apart, and it's great. But here we go. So this is it's about a 2-3 minute little ditty. On soprano we have Colleen Marcello, who's fabulous and has done a lot of productions with us, and also on baritone we have Jim, and I just drew a blank. Jim Wright. Thank you. Jim Wright is his name, and we're actually very good friends. So I can't believe I forgot his last name. Who's great singer as well. So here it is. Enjoy. So yeah, it's great fun, and what's amazing with La Serba Padrona is that I mentioned it was an opera buffa to be the intermezzi or between acts of a bigger serious opera. Well, today the serious opera, larger opera, is unknown. It's like it flopped basically, but people like the funny stuff in the middle a lot more, and to this day it's still performed. It's probably 45-50 minutes. It goes to an hour, and it's great music. It's really and it's great for the singers. The musicians love it because it's a lot of quick numbers like that, and I must say I hope you agree that the Couch did an amazing job. So I'm sure whatever we do next, we'll have to include the Couch. I was talking to Paul, the Couch. I'm waiting for the. I don't know if any of you know the furniture hospital over in Hurdle. I'm waiting for them to reopen, and the Couch may be getting a makeover soon, but or at some point. But you'll see it eventually. You'll be the first because you see it here every week. Yeah, I know, Paul, you were there. Anybody else in the stream went to that production of La Serva Padrona? Let me know. I'm curious, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and we'll certainly look to do something like that more in the future because it's great music, and yeah. And today's stream, I've just been trying to do a little bit, uh, uh, just show you a little bit of all the different things, because people always ask me like. First, they ask me how many players are in the chamber players, and I say I don't know. It's whatever we need for any given concert. That's how many players we have. And they ask me what kind of music you guys do. Well, we do pretty much everything. As long as it's good music, we play it. It can be contemporary, it can be Baroque, Renaissance, and everything in between. So yeah. So for this, I guess before because it's our last number is like 7 minutes long. You see, I try to keep this within in 30 minutes. I can never. I talk too much. I'm sorry, but I want to thank our corporate sponsor, ABC Omega, and our foundations that make these concerts possible, the Collin Foundation and the New York State Council on the Arts. And as always, viewers like you. And we just finished our fiscal year June 30th. So as of yesterday, we're turned the page on a new year. We finished the year almost balanced the books. We did pretty well, and some people helped us in the end. I think we ended up with like a $700 deficit, which in the grand scheme of things, that's okay. And we've had surpluses in the past, so we have reserves. It's no big deal. This coming season, we still don't know what we're gonna do. I know a lot of organizations have tried to announce their new seasons. Oh, let me get out of this. You don't need to see all this. I'm back. Hey, um, we're definitely not gonna. I don't foresee being able to do live concerts in September. It's too soon. Who knows? We'll see. But rather than announce a season and then have to cancel on you, we're taking a more cautious approach. Let's err on the side of caution, and we all live nearby. We can tell you, hey, we'll do a concert in a few weeks, and we'll do it. So hopefully that's okay with you, because that's what we're gonna do. And but you'll be the first to hear about our plans soon. So yeah, let's see. But here, this is a new thing. Let's see. Did it work? No, it didn't work. You see, it's because I misspelled it. Let me try that again. If I type website, yes, there we go. That's something new I just figured out. And in the chat, you should be able to click on that. That's our website. We post all our info there. Also, if you want to help, let's see if this one works. If you want to start us off to the new year, you can always go to their support and support us. So you did, yeah, you saw Venus and Adonis, oh, that's right. Venus and Adonis, thanks for reminding me. So Venus and Adonis had the little kids from St. Paul, the choristers from St. Paul's Cathedral. They were little cupids that sang. My oldest sang in it too, so that was fun. That's a great opera too. Venus and Adonis by John Blow. If you haven't heard it, go out and find it on YouTube. It's fabulous music if you like Baroque music. Uh, yeah. Uh, let's see. So, oh yes, to end, we're gonna end. This is again by our. We've been doing a lot of her music, and it's because we love it. This is by Caroline Maloney. The piece is called Clock It, and Clock It is for string trio, and part of the title is Clock It, sort of rhymes with Hawk It, which a Hawk It is it's a it's a Renaissance way of taking a melody and splitting it between multiple voices. So each voice plays either one note of the melody or just some of it. So here the three strings do the idea. The other reason she says she called it Clock It is because it gives the idea of speed, clock it, like something that you would time with a stopwatch. So it's a fast piece. And this is from a performance that we did at Buffalo, no, the Birchfield Penny Art Center with Layer Dance. And what's cool is that you're going to see two different camera shots of the same music, but here's a little something that you may not, well, I'll give it away now. It was actually, we only had one camera at the time, one GoPro camera at the time. So we had two performances of it. So I put the camera on the side of the stage for one concert, and then for the other, I put the camera on the other side, somewhere else. And for this, I sort of edited. I kept the audio from one of the performances, and I mixed the video from two. So, dancers, they have their own click track inside that they're counting so that I could move stuff around. The musicians, since we're only using one audio, some of the second footage may not line up perfectly with what you hear, but it's okay. Just watch the dance, and it's really awesome. And I hope I think it's pretty cool to see it this way, because it's a view that you don't get from the audience. Neither view that you'll see from the audience. So this is cool. So this is Caroline Maloney's Clock It. And just so you know, we're trying to find a local venue. We're narrowed it down. We have a grant from New Music USA to record our first CD, and our first CD debut album is going to be of music of Caroline Maloney, our composer in residence, and it's all string tunes, and you've heard a lot of them in the past, and we hope, knock on wood, that in July we'll be able to record it, socially distant, no audience, and hopefully they'll be out in the fall for your enjoyment. So we'll tell you about that. So it's pretty exciting. We're trying to keep busy. So this is Caroline Maloney's Clock It with Layer Dance. Welcome back. Sorry, I played the applause on at the end just because it's nice to hear applause after a performance. It's been a while since any of us have heard that, so I figured you might like it. It's kind of exciting. Yeah, that was a fun project with Layer Dance. They're no longer in Buffalo, I believe. Now it's the John Layer Dance Company, and they're out of New York City. But yeah, it's a great piece, and um, the original Caroline Malina didn't write it as a to be choreographed, but it works well, and so that's how we did it. Yeah, that was fun, and thanks Bob for the compliment on the editing. As I mentioned, for those of you that tuned in at the end or late, those are actually two performances from two different nights that I used the audio from one but used the video from both. I don't know if any of you caught, there's this part of the dancer moves and she fades out and then moves again. That's where I had to splice things so that they line up at the end. So I'm sorry, I ran out of time. And yeah, I don't know why there's something in the audio funny in the middle towards the end that I'll fix that someday, but it's still nice. So I hope you enjoyed it. Uh, yes, I bet. And Suzanne, yeah. Um, but yeah, so that's our stream for today. I'm gonna see if I can still go out and swim with my boys. They're probably tired of swimming, but it's kind of hot out, so it would be nice to jump in a pool quickly and get out, above ground pool. And yeah, I'll be here next Thursday doing something. I don't know what yet, but thank you all for joining me. This means a lot to me, and I hope it means a lot to you. And so I appreciate you stopping by. And yeah, and here we go. Let me find it. Our end music, as always. So happy, what is it? Happy Canada Day. Happy 4th of July. Stay safe. If you know whoever it is has been doing fireworks for the past 2-3 weeks, tell them to just get them all done on the 4th of July so that we don't have to hear them anymore. And yeah, thank you so much. Stay well, stay healthy, and as always, we end with making whoopee. Bye, guys.